We all need certain things. We need to have our experience validated. We need to be seen. We need to be heard. We need our life experience to be witnessed. When people are offered that gift in a loving environment, in a compassionate space, people find hope, right? They find hope by being the recipient of those things. We all have mental health. We all go through periods of withering and thriving. We all need support. I'm Anne Baxter Smith. I'm a pastor, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, spiritual director. So I've worn different hats over the course of my life in ministry. The doorway in to mental health challenges was very, very personal. My sister was chronically ill for the majority of my life. She was in and out of hospitals, had a number of near-death experiences. I saw her suffer, but I also realized that living alongside of that created this ribbon of emotional trauma and challenge in my own life, and I'm still kind of unpacking that legacy that impacted my family. I've been trying to make safe spaces for people to talk about their mental health and not spiritually bypass it. And then also press in and lean into my own healing, accompanying myself throughout the withering and the thriving of my own mental health. The church has not necessarily been the most comfortable place with people experiencing mental health challenges. One of my closest friends had severe postnatal depression, and I witnessed the struggle she had within a church context as people responded to her mental health challenge. There was a lot of narratives that were imposed upon her that invalidated her experience and that blamed her for her suffering. They were some of the same things that had been said against my sister. You know, if you had more faith, this would be resolved. You just need to pray more. You need to pray differently. People were uncomfortable, and they just didn't understand why it wouldn't go away. I noticed these two gaps, right? First of all, there's the theological gap between people's lived experience and the church's theology around suffering. It didn't match. And then there's this other gap between just the magnitude of the mental health crisis in our society and the avenues for support, another huge gap. And then I found out about the Sanctuary course. And I was so excited because for me, it addresses both of those gaps. Our church did the Sanctuary course together. They began to have a place to name what was happening in their lives. This space that equalizes and normalizes having mental health challenges, where you can come and name them and talk to each other and find support. And I could see the weight lift off of them as they could name their reality. The hope is we worship a God who suffers with us, who comes and joins us in the darkest, most uncomfortable times in our life. We can take that hope in this God of companionship and make it concrete in all sorts of ordinary ways. We can actively, as pastors and church leaders and church members, be a part of helping that culture shift happen by creating language and rhythms and rituals that include the full experience of being human. When people are stuck in that unresolved mental health crises, you know, when they're still waiting for the hope to come, where do we find hope? We find hope by being able to show up as we are, authentically, and know that we're seen and loved and witnessed and reminded that God is with us and for us, even in those really, really difficult places. This work that Sanctuary is doing, it belongs in the very heart of who we are.
Hi, my name is Daniel Whitehead, and I have the joy of leading Sanctuary Mental Health Ministries. I believe that the church is called to offer hope to all people, living in all spaces between languishing and flourishing. I've also seen and heard that often we as the church don't know how to offer that hope even if we want to. One reality of this is that some people end up not knowing where to find hope or how to integrate the experience of their lives with their faith. Sanctuary's Hope of Christmas campaign is all about equipping the church to offer the hope that Jesus is with us and loves us, whether we are withering or thriving, as Pastor Ann puts it. I, for one, feel hopeful for a future where the church plays a vital role in supporting mental health and well-being in every community. Would you consider giving to the Hope of Christmas campaign to be part of making this a reality? Any donations through to the end of the year will be doubled up to $150,000. So if you'd like to and are able to give, just go to sanctuarymentalhealth.org/donate. Thank you and blessings to you in this season.